nuclear deal? Wasn't our deal maker in chief making a deal to keep Iran from enriching uranium? Actually, didn't we have a deal before our deal maker in chief so wisely pulled us from that deal? Why did this have to go balmy on Iran now?
And by next spring, at most by next summer, at current enrichment rates, they will have finished the medium enrichment and move on to the final stage.
Iran is months away from having a nuclear bomb, says Netanyahu, in 2012. Why did we have to bomb Iran now?
Iran is so dangerous. Weeks away from having the fissile material for an entire arsenal of nuclear bombs.
Holy shit, that's why. Iran's only weeks away from having an entire arsenal of nuclear bombs, says Netanyahu. In 2015. 2015. Think about that. Back when we all thought, oh no, the Republicans might nominate that madman Jeb Bush. Should have gone with the question mark. No, seriously, I'm not being facetious. I really want to know why we had to bomb Iran now.
We're going to show you Iran's secret nuclear files. Here's the warhead. Here's the bomb.
And that's from 2018. I don't know if Iran is any closer to having a bomb, but it is clear Israel now has the capacity to enrich their drawings. A hot war between Israel and Iran could threaten the United States. It's best we stay out of it.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio saying Israel took unilateral action against Iran and that the U.S. is not involved in strikes.
We're not involved. That's good. That's good.
The U.S. says it was informed beforehand.
Good neighbor policy. I mean, we were informed. They let us know. Still not being involved, really.
President Trump acknowledged yesterday that he was aware of the Israeli operation, and he gave it a green light.
It's still Israel's game.
Israel used American equipment during its initial strikes against Iran.
What the f*** are we doing? All right, so we knew, and we approved, and we gave them all the shit to do it with.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Party. Why I like the new party? Number one, it's a group of people that's on a panel. We all have differences, but we all basically still come together at the end of the day. The new party for me is about unity. The new party for me is about educating people to the truth, letting people know what's been going on in our country. With that being said, shout out to the new party, man. We're going to keep it going with y'all.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars.
And I'm Enzo.
And tonight on the new party, we will be breaking down, is the U.S. preparing to go to war with Israel to, I guess, invade, attack Iran? Also, tomorrow is the 2-year anniversary of the Titan submarine explosion. So we will be breaking that down and what happened. Guys, what do you think about my first clip?
I miss Trevor Noah on that show. It was way funnier. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what everybody's going to be talking about, like we talked about it, because what's going on right now. I don't know if you guys saw, it was breaking news. They said ships and some other stuff like over there. So this is like the main thing that's going on. I know like the right is torn, like MAGA and Tucker Carlson, all these people that don't want to go to war anymore, Candace Owens, and then you know, because Trump was basically like he was going to end war. So I guess that's why they're upset.
Enzo, what's your thoughts?
I mean, I had a feeling some escalation was going to come because the other night, I followed the flight tracker app, and I'm in a group on Facebook, and they posted that 15 KC-135s were en route to Europe, and I'm like, that's not a drill. And then you have the E-4B Doomsday plane circling above the Arctic Circle over there, which is pretty much like the Night Watch as well as what's it called, like the air traffic control in the sky to see what's going on. So I mean, like, okay, I knew something was going on. We knew about the attacks that Israel was planning because we've known about this for weeks on Iran. The escalation at this point, I don't like seeing it whatsoever. I don't want anything to happen. I want us to be out of this as far away as possible because this is not going to end well for anybody. Netanyahu has been saying there's been WMDs in the Middle East since 2003. I don't believe a word he's saying at all because he said the same exact thing in about Iraq in 2003, and that's what got us into that war. So I like, and then I do believe in certain aspects that maybe Iran does have some, but I'm not believing it from Israel whatsoever. So I'm kind of torn on it in both ways.
Yeah, and Iran posted breaking. Iranian state media says there's a surprise tonight that the world will remember for centuries. Let's watch this clip. Let's see what they have to say about it, and then we can give reactions because this is a breaking news clip.
Breaking news that's coming in from our partner channel, NBC. As we were reporting earlier, the national security team inside the Situation Room have been meeting with President Trump, and multiple current and former administration officials are saying that President Trump is considering a range of options, including a possible U.S. strike on Iran. So that's just coming in from NBC News, saying following that national security meeting that President Trump had in the Situation Room, we understand that a range of options, including a possible U.S. strike on Iran, could potentially be on the table. Got some breaking news that's coming in from our partner channel.
So, what do we think about this, guys? Are we going to see boots on the ground? Gray, what's your predictions and what's your thoughts?
I wanted to add, I don't know if you guys heard this, Tulsi Gabbard, the one that was known she was independent, or what's her last name, Enzo?
Tulsi Gabbard.
Gabbard, that she had said that they didn't have any. So Trump was like,
And just in March. So make sure you add that. Just in March.
And then Trump was like, "Oh, I don't care what she said." I don't necessarily know if they'll have to go to boots on the ground. I mean, because if you look at Ukraine right now, they haven't sent boots on the ground. We've been funding that war for a while, and then we did with Israel and the West Bank and Gaza and everything. There's no boots on the ground, so I don't know if it'll go that far. But I mean, Trump did say we have control of the airspace. So I'm assuming that he's at least sending aircraft over there.
Yeah, and Enzo, before you answer, this is what Tehran looks like tonight. So these are the images coming out. Iran is absolutely lighting them up as we speak. And guys, like another thing I want to add is this is a sophisticated country. The largest mall in the world is in Tehran. So we're not talking about people living in mountains. It's a sophisticated modern country that
You're something wrong with your mic, Nora. You sound better.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Based on knowing that they are a sophisticated country, Enzo, what's your predictions?
So with the first clip that we saw, that could be one of two things: an earth-shattering breaking news. We have a peace deal and a ceasefire for all this to stop. Do I really think that's going to happen? I don't think so. I just because I looked it up before I got on the line, what assets the United States has in the Middle East as of today. We got 40 to 50,000 troops stationed between Bahrain, Egypt, Israel, Jordan, Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Syria, UAE, countless squadrons of aircraft, Nimitz strike group over there right now, and then the refueling aircraft. I haven't seen a or heard of anything like that since 2003 when we went into Iraq. That's what's scaring me with the number of assets that we have over there right now. So I think tonight, unfortunately, is going to be the declaration of war.
I do agree. And also, I want to give you guys some numbers and then I want to play a clip coming out of Iran. So, guys, just to keep in mind, IDF, which is Israel, has 169,000 active troops. They are the 28th largest military size in the world. Do you guys know how many Iran has?
No, how many?
960,000 personnel. So, I mean, again, guys, Iran is one of the largest in the world. I think definitely we're larger. I think Russia's larger. But think
China.
about it. Russia, they're friends with them. That's a scary number.
The numbers don't really mean anything. They're using fourth generation aircraft. I mean, I just seen the videos earlier that they're still using F-14s that we sent to them in the 1970s. They have all Soviet era tanks and everything like that. They're not as sophisticated as Israel. And as we can see, I mean, let's look at what happened between the United States and Iran back in Operation Praying Mantis. We took out their navy in 6 hours. And
Well, I mean, Israel also touts this Iron Dome, and I can show you lots of images where the Iron Dome didn't hold up. I'm gonna play this clip coming out of Iran, and here we go.
زدن اسرائیل برای ما شاید سخت‌تر از زدن پایگاه‌های آمریکا تو منطقه باشه. فاصله 8 دقیقه است تا موشک‌های ما بخواد برسه و اونم موفق نمیشه. الحمدلله سری هم داره چون موشک من اینجا باز عرض بکنم باز از سردار شهیدمون حاجی زاده من چون این جهت رو زیاد
خدا
وارد
رحمت
نیستم
کنه.
رضوان الله علیه
چه حکمتی داره که دو بار نام ایشان آمد.
بله ایشون میگه موشک وقتی که شلیک میشه شما دانشجو هستید بین 16 تا 18 ماخ سرعت میگیره از اینجا که میره اینو چجوری من بخوام علت اینکه ما موشکمون اصابت میکنه هیچ بله قوی ترین پدافند دنیا دست ایناست اما هیچ پدافند 100% تو عالم نداریم برای همین ما در عملیات وعده صادق 2 حدوداً 80% موشک‌هایمون اصابت کرده با اینکه سازمان پدافندی و لبه تکنولوژی دنیا دست ایناست اما نمیشه اما تو پایگاه آمریکا عرض بکنم این 8 دقیقه نیست موشک همینجا که برخاست بین 2 بعضی که پایگاه مختلفش 2 تا 4 دقیقه موشک که برخاست اصابت میکنه لذا شما هیچ پدافندی رو ندارید حواس اینا جمعه زدن ناو برای ما حتما امکان داره و ممکنه بگیم آقا اینا جمع میکنن میرن عقب برفرض اگه یه چیزی بشه خب اگه عقب رفتن پس نمیتونن تعرضی به ما داشته باشن اگه بگید با موشک میزنن موشکای ما هم حتما خواهد رسید ما برای جزیره دیوگو گارسیا که اینا دنبالش بودن برای اونا هم برنامه‌ریزی داریم همه اینا مورد رصد ما قرار داره ناو آمریکا هم همینجا اعلام میکنم چند هزار نفر اونجا با آمریکا عرض میکنم دست با خطا کردی قبلش یک کار قبلش انجام بده بعداً شما نسبت به ملت ایران تعرض داشته باش یه 50,000 تابوت رو اول بیار آماده بکن برای نیروهات بعداً یه چشم چپ به ملت ایران نگاه بکنید
Did y'all hear what they said? Like, did you read what they said? They pretty much said, hey, they may not think we have that powerful weapons, but we broke through that Iron Dome. And if America tries something, they got 50,000 people out there. They got that ship and we'll blow it up. I mean, what's y'all thoughts on that?
I agree with Enzo to an extent about the outdated weaponry just because, who's Iran's allies. But we did see in the Ukraine war that they sent Russia drones. So they do have like drone capability and some updated technology. What I would say with the Middle East, I don't know if Iran is going to be as resilient as maybe like Afghanistan or something like the terrorists, but their deep religious beliefs, I feel like, make them feel like we're going to be martyrs and we're not going to allow this just to happen. So, because based on religion. So that's what I feel like is going to be like much harder and, not putting this on them, but they're very, they anti-Semitic in some ways, or they don't like Israel or whatever. So this is a deep-seated enemy that, is personal.
That's a good point. Enzo, what do you think?
See, I don't really care for this entire war if it's just because Israel wants us to go in there and help them do their dirty work and make a regime change. But if it comes down to, like he said, we move the wrong way, that they're gonna take out American troops. No, like that right there. I'm sorry. Like I see that as a threat and a declaration of
Of
war in
course.
itself. Like
Hmm.
that's exactly what I look at that as. Like we shouldn't be dealing with this, and I don't agree with if Iran has nuclear capabilities, or if they don't. I don't believe a country like Iran should be able to have nuclear capabilities. In the simple fact that they are a hub for terrorists, they've been taken over by terrorist groups before. What are we to say that it won't happen again and those will fall into the wrong hands? Even if they don't have nuclear capable missiles as of far, what if they have weaponized uranium? They can make dirty bombs. That's even worse in my eyes than a nuclear weapon. So I kind of agree with maybe going the route of like we tried to do in '03, sending weapons inspectors and inspectors over there to see what's really going on before the escalation of a war. But at this point, that's way too far gone. It's going to go down to, if it goes down to, it's going to be all out warfare. And I'm honestly kind of scared for it because they have China's backing at the end of the day.
True.
I don't know so far about Russia. I don't know really what's going on there. But the second
Hmm.
we move in, China is going to move in there, but they're not going to put all
Hmm.
their forces on that front line. They're going to take Taiwan. So it's going to be a two-front war. And then Russia is the wild card in this. Who knows what way they're going to go? That's going to be all out World War III at that point.
Yeah. So let me say this. I've read people on both sides. I'm not going to say the left. I'm not going to make it a left or right issue, but on both sides saying, well, I support Iran. Well, let me be clear. I support America. So if we go in, I'm supporting our troops. However, I don't want people going into this, looking into this, thinking, oh, they ain't got the same technology. They ain't got this. They ain't got that. Listen, you know what they got? Gray made a good point. They got I don't give a F mentality. They've got we are martyr mentality. And when you have that, you will FAFO to the end. Okay. They don't care. They are willing to die because ideologically, I need you to understand they are Shiite Muslims. They are not the same as Sunni Muslims. Let me be clear. Sunni Muslims, they're the okay Muslims, but the Shiites, and I'm saying this as a fourth generation Muslim descendant of Muhammad. These are not the same kind of people. Okay, they are different. They don't care. They don't care about loss of life. They don't care about us. They hate Americans. But also going back to someone said in the chat, this is about Benjamin Netanyahu not wanting to go to jail. Gray said, why would he go to jail? So let's be clear. At the start of this uh, war as of October 7th in Gaza and Israel, at the time, Netanyahu was being investigated. Okay. So the benefit for Netanyahu to drag all this shit out is so his ass don't got to go to jail. And I don't really know the full details on it, but I'm just giving you the summary of it. And that's not anti Semitic. I love Jewish people. Let me be clear before people start coming for me in the chat. That is facts. He did not want to go to jail. Okay. He was being investigated. Enzo, you're shaking your head. Do you know more on it before we get off of that?
I don't know exactly what he was being investigated on that part, but after October 7th happened, I'm pretty sure a world committee came together and agreed that he was committing war crimes and that he was going to be arrested for war crimes too. So even if just the one case that you're speaking about, or even the war crimes right there, because I mean it's explicit, it's all out there, and you can go on certain websites and literally watch the war crimes that he's allowing his troops to commit.
Correct. And let me say this, October 7th was disgusting. I'm denouncing it. However, there were a lot of things being done to the Palestinian people that I'm sorry, I don't stand with. They were arresting them, they were detaining them, little boys, little kids, and doing horrible things to them. Let's be clear. And I'm not saying that October 7th was justified for that reason, but there's a lot with that situation. And again, this is what I think a lot of people on the right around America, I'm not going to make it a left or right issue, why they're anti this whole situation with Iran, because is this an America issue or are we doing this to protect Israel? Gray, thank you for your service as someone that served in the armed forces. What's your thoughts on a potential invasion that we may have boots on the ground?
I think it's bad, especially because it's probably gonna be loss of life. It's probably gonna be loss of limbs. Probably a lot of young men that go over there, but it's also gonna be some people where it changed their lives, like myself. I mean, like I went to Iraq immediately after high school, changed my life financially, educationally, everything. So it depends on how you look at the situation. But as far as a war for the U.S., I just feel like it's costly because if you look at what happened with Iraq and Afghanistan war, it went on for so long, and they said we spent billions and billions of dollars on it, so we're still like hurting from that. But I wanted to ask y'all a question because Mia had put in the chat. I don't know if y'all watched the video that Netanyahu was
Oh
keeping.
yeah.
Is that true?
Yes. So what's happening right now, and I'll pull up the article. Enzo may know something on it too, but pretty much what's happening is they've grounded a lot of the flights. Enzo, are you aware of that?
That they grounded all the flights literally like around Iran.
No, it's Israel. It's Israel too, hun, because the
I didn't know
airport
about
was
Israel.
attacked
No.
too. Yeah, Israel urges citizens not to travel. Airlines to bring standard Israelis back home. No outward flights. So pretty much they're allowing inbound flights, but they're not allowing outbound flights. So Americans are calling up Trump and they're saying, "Please help me get back home. I'm stuck here." Which I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to be stuck somewhere where you're literally a target. But pretty much they've canceled the flight. So that's what she's talking about. But I think it's because it's for safety reasons. Um, I understand why they want to leave, but I understand why Israel canceled the flights. Israel announced that all flights until June 19th, some until June 23rd, are canceled. The Israeli flag carrier had earlier suspended all flights. That once approvals are received from the relevant security and aviation authorities, we will do everything possible to allow as many Israelis to return home. So pretty much the flights are canceled. I'm thinking it's due to safety reasons because their air traffic controllers probably have to monitor the skies. That would be my reason why I'm thinking it's happening.
For sure. But what she had put in there was that Netanyahu was holding American citizens and basically trying to hold them as hostages. So America feels like they have to jump into the war. Yeah, this speaking of somebody I was in
That's a
Iraq.
valid
With, me and Doc was in Iraq together, so he's talking about would I do it again? He said he's down, but I said no.
Enzo, you gonna sign up?
Like I said it to you guys in the chat. The only way that I would enlist is if some 9/11-esque attack happened on American soil. I made a promise to myself years and years ago, if that ever happened, I 100% would put my life on the line for everybody over here because that's American citizens the other day. If it's something like this where it's just an unjust war where there's no real justification in my eyes, I don't think I would pull myself to do it. Like, so I respect everybody and anybody who has served and who will serve because of what's going on. I get it. That's just, I just would need something crazy in life to happen for me to do so.
Yeah, how would you be able to be on a podcast? You were like, nah, I'm famous. I can't do that.
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
What was his name? The football player.
Apparently, King is
yeah,
a part of that of the
that was sad.
podcast. King is active.
That was sad. I know who you're talking about. Enzo. I think
Yeah,
he played
is it
for.
Pat Till, right?
Yeah, he ended up losing his life, and this is a conspiracy theory. I don't want people to say that this is true, but when I was in there, somebody said, "Oh, it was friendly fire because he was acting like he was better than people."
No, that's not what I heard. I heard it was friendly fire because he was speaking about badly about the justification why they went there, that he knew it was bullshit and was calling it out.
So
And
you heard the
that's
same
what
thing.
I heard.
Yeah. So, but you heard about it that it was friendly fire too.
100% that was I
Yeah.
heard that was friendly fire. But the reasoning why. And that they covered it up and the family supposedly found out or something.
Right.
I don't know.
Wow.
And is did
Um,
Biden's son die overseas?
Yeah, Bo
Did,
Biden,
yeah.
yeah.
It's crazy.
John said he works for Delta, and the reason why they're not allowed to have flights is departed aircraft are seen as a threat because they may confuse them for military aircraft versus landing or inbound aircraft. That makes sense. Okay, guys, so we've talked about this. We're gonna switch gears here. We're gonna talk about the Titan submersible. I'm gonna play this clip and then we'll get into it. This first clip is pretty intense. So, guys, if you have small children in the room, I highly recommend you have them leave. The Titan submersible is an emotional, triggering situation, and I have to play this clip to show the implosion.